Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to Wolf Plays Minecraft. We are back in SkyFactory 4 today, and I have been working on some of my achievements. The achievements list is basically the goals for the game, and I've got quite a few of them. I've worked out the whole first page, almost all of the second. I still need to get that glitch armor, but we'll be working on that a little later. And then we got some farming to do. We got to farm the animals and some magic beans. We got most of the first 3 pages done. We do still have to work on the Age of Power, Age of Storage, a couple on the Age of Exploration, and some of the ending stuff. This last one is for the Twilight Forest, which will expand out as we go further into the Twilight Forest. And there should also be another one for... oh, I guess it's already done. For the Hunting Dimension and for the Lost Cities. Now, the Lost Cities may also have their own tab, I'm not sure. But we're doing pretty good on checking off our achievements. So, let's see what kind of mischief we can get up to. Here's an interesting little thing we can do to tick one of the achievements off of our list. I built a small enclosure with a milk jar down at the bottom. And I've got a cow and a mob imprisonment tool. And I've got an anvil. So, let's see how we can combine these two, huh? First, we drop our cow in the hole like this. Cow goes in the hole. And then we take our anvil and drop our anvil on the cow. Like that. And that makes a cow in a jar. I can break the glass. And we can pick up our cow in a jar. And now this cow in a jar should provide us with infinite milk. All we have to do is basically put a bucket to the jar and milk the jar, and this will provide us with infinite milk. And it is one of our achievements on the achievement list as well. So there we go. Alright, so this has been my new project recently. I built myself a pretty little platform out here that is 17 by 17, which means it's a 15 by 15 square with a block around the outside for a border. Now we need a 15 by 15 square for that block right there in the center, which is the Trial Keystone. And I'm going to show you how the Trial Keystone works here in just a minute. But first, I wanted to point out these blocks. These are drawbridge blocks, and they do what they say they're going to do. When you activate them with redstone, they put out a drawbridge, which is kind of neat. And I have this button on a nice little delay under the floor so that it puts out the bridge long enough for you to be able to walk across, and then it will automatically retract the bridge, which is neat. Now, I realize it's a little bit obsolete because we do have the Supremium armor, which allows me to fly around in creative mode, but this is just kind of an aesthetic thing. But one of the additional bonuses is I have set up a remote lever, which is a neat little thing. Underneath that button is a timing circuit that allows the drawbridge to stay extended for slightly longer than the button would allow, but I also have a lever hooked into that circuit. And this wireless lever is connected to that. So whenever I click my wireless lever, it will automatically activate the lever under the floor and keep the bridge out as long as I want to. And then I can just click it again to turn the bridge back off. Now it does have the delay on it, so we'll take a little bit of time to pull the bridge back. But that's just really neat. From anywhere in our world, we can actually activate our drawbridge. And that's neat. So something we haven't talked about too much yet is deep mob learning. And I'm not particularly sure which mod the deep mob learning came from, but it is a very handy one. There are 3 main components. We have the simulation chamber, the loot fabricator, and the device in my hand, which is in fact the deep mob learner itself. Now, the deep mob learner will use these data modules that are attuned to a certain mob, and the more of them you kill, the better the data module will get. Like right now I have a superior witch data module and self-aware and zombie and spider, and I haven't really started on the Twilight Swamp data yet because I haven't been back to the Twilight Forest. But what we do is we train these data modules to be self-aware, which is the highest tier, and then we would put them into our simulation chamber. The simulation chamber will then run a simulation of a battle with the mob, and we're going to try to get the pristine matter of that mob. That's kind of the outcome we're looking for. Pristine matter is then used in the loot fabricator, and it'll give you a choice of different loots that you could fabricate with each particular pristine matter. So, if there are particular ingredients you can't get in your world or can't craft or just a pain or hard to get, you can usually put something into the loot fabricator to get those ingredients, such as statue cores or nether stars or wither skeleton skulls or some of the more difficult or hard to come by ingredients. Well, right now we have most of our data modules up to self-aware except for the witches, and that would be a good time to start one of our Keystone trials. Now, I'm not sure if this is actually part of the same mod, but it does work really well with the deep mob learning. We first create a Trial Keystone and plop it down. It needs a 15 by 15 area of open space, nothing at all, so that it can spawn some mobs. What it's going to do is basically it's going to create a little mob challenge where it'll spawn a few mobs for us to kill and then give us a reward. And the way it works is we insert these trial keys, and if I hold shift on it here, you see that it is currently a tier superior witch attuned key. And that means when I put this key in, it's going to start a trial for witches. And the tier superior means it's almost the top tier being self-aware. But the higher the tier, the more waves and the more mobs you'll have to fight, as well as the better rewards. Now, we really do want to start fighting in self-aware, because that's how we're going to get the glitch parts to get the glitch armor, which is part of one of our achievements. So that's kind of our goal. But I have learned a little trick, and that is when you're about to start a Keystone trial, you do want to have an extra unattuned key in your inventory. Ooh, give me that. And that means when you fight the mobs, this unattuned key will then be attuned to whichever type of mob you fight. That's how you attune the keys. Basically, you hold an unattuned key and kill a mob, and that will attune it to whichever mob type that you killed. So if you want to repeat this trial, all you have to do is hold an unattuned key when you start the trial, and then it will attune the key automatically to the first mob you kill, which is witches in this case. And I have found that now that I've got really good armor and a really good bow, these trials are fairly easy, because it's basically just target practice on the range, shooting down the witches. And for this particular one, it's superior level. We have 5 waves, and they start out with 3 witches, and I think they have 4 witches in the last 2 waves. But again, it's really not that difficult once you have good weapons and armor. I can see where it could be difficult earlier in the game, but of course it would also be much more beneficial earlier in the game, because this saves you having to build that thing up there, spawning mobs. You can actually spawn the exact mobs that you want to spawn and kill to tune and train your deep mob learning data modules. And there we go. It's just that easy. Let's pick up some of my experience here and grab our reward of pristine witch matter. And I see we got a little random zombie in there that dropped a diamond ore. That was kind of cool. With some of the higher tiers, you do also get bonus mobs that may drop other things besides just the bonus or reward that you get for actually completing the trial. And of course, since we killed witches, we also have another trial key to start our trial over. Now, as we can see on the bottom right of our screen, our witch data module has leveled up to self-aware. So that should be one of the last of them that we had to do. Let's see my chest here and organize a little bit. Yeah, we got our zombies up, we got our spiders up, and we got our witches up. So all 3 of those are now self-aware. And I can probably go ahead and just file them back in place. Let's see, right click, and then we can pull our data modules out. Like this. and put them back into their places. That's just kind of my organizational OCD. But as you notice, I already have a couple of trial keys in here, and I've saved these because these are already attuned to a self-aware tier. So these are the best level tier key that you can put into the keystone, and this is how you will actually go about getting the glitch fragments, or the glitch hearts, that will give you glitch fragments, which you'll use to craft the glitch armor. Boy, that's hard to say. So it is kind of a complicated process, but it's not difficult. So I have to grind away a little bit, and we'll make a few keys and do a few more trials and see if we can put together some glitch fragments. Now that we have got some glitch hearts, we need to break them down into unstable glitch fragments. And to do that, I believe you plop down a block of obsidian, and then similar to making soot-covered redstone, we would then smack the glitch hearts against the obsidian using left click, as such, and it will drop out the unstable glitch fragments. Like this. So now we have 27 unstable glitch fragments, and hopefully we can drop these into some water with lapis and gold and turn it into the glitch ingots that we're going to need to craft our armor. So I just built a quick little infinite water source. We have a pool here, and drop some gold and lapis into it, and then we drop our glitch fragments in and have some magic happening, and it made some ingots. So how many do we get here? We got 27 ingots, so they all worked. Awesome. So now we can use these to craft glitch armor. And here we have the brand new set of glitch armor with a glitch sword. So, not only did we accomplish our goal and get our achievement, we actually got a little bonus of a sword as well. And the sword does have some perks to it. I'm not sure I'll really be using it that much because I do have some better weapons by now, but it is a neat little sword. It has an added damage bonus every time it learns something with the deep mob learning. Plus it gives you a little bonus on picking up more pristine matter, so that's a good thing too. But I think we made enough progress for right now, and we'll go ahead and end our episode for the day. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and join us again next time on Wolf Plays Minecraft.